Welcome to Creps&Cards show, episode 3. Guys, thank you. That's whoever tune in and listen one of our first and second episode. Today we're going to speak about very hot topic, which one just happened today, 29th of August. Panini America put tweet out about that they sign soccer star Kylian Mbappe to an exclusive autograph and memorable deal. So yeah, that is quite cheeky after the Topps Chrome release. But yeah, Mbappe, his childhood was, as well as most of us, about the football stickers. Whoever played football, whoever liked football, whoever enjoy football. So yeah, so we will get Mbappe autographs and memorabilia from Panini America. So that is one of the huge topic which one we would speak in the Krebs and Card show today with my brothers. And yeah, so Mbappe, it will be in upcoming National Treasures FIFA Road to World Cup Soccer. Also, there will be Prism FIFA World Cup Qatar. Those will probably include the stickers autos and the Eminence in December, which one will be probably on-car autos. So basically, we will have then second on-car autos. Sorry, like first Panini on-car autos. So it makes sense. So what I really think about this is a huge thing. What is going to happen now? I think the Eminence going to be really popular uh, in the Mbappe's collectors. I really think that is going to be main chase. People will chasing the Mbappe auto because, as we know, Panini usually showing us how the cards are signed by the player. Uh, we didn't have that from Topps Chrome, but I'm not questioning the originality. But I mean that people will go crazy about the Eminence if people really are hard on Kylian Mbappe. So I think there's lots of hype around on the Twitter. I'm today with my brothers as well, so I can ask them what they really think. So, Wes, what do you think about this deal? Which one happened today? Did that shock you, or you wasn't surprised that much?
Before my
I
brother
mean,
answers, can I just say, uh, if whoever's listening, thank you for the support. Please give us a subscribe and a like, and your comments are most welcome. Sorry to interrupt, brother.
yeah, no,
Please
that's
carry
fine.
on.
Thank you for the public service announcement. Yep, please like and subscribe. Yes, I mean, I think that there's been some rumors about it. I Obviously rumors are rumors, and until it's confirmed, you can't really read much into it. So, half expecting it. I think the thing which strikes out to me is the fact that Panini said it's exclusive. So, what that would ordinarily mean to me, and not in a legal term or anything like that, but that it's only Panini have the license to have Mbappe's auto from now on. So I
Yeah,
think the question is, what does that mean for the fact that he's just released, which was at that point exclusive Topps cards. And Topps didn't do a big deal about it, but they did, obviously mention that it's his first on-card auto, and so we know there's on-card, we know there's stickers. So we know that Topps have had, whether it's one or many or more than one, at least one session with Mbappe where he has signed cards physically on card and signed stickers. So he could have signed maybe 1,000 sticker sheets,
yeah,
or 20 sheets of stickers. So that's the question we don't know, is how many sheets of stickers do Topps have of him? And I think we'll never know. And does that mean that the fact that Topps have those stickers, those sticker autos, are they going to use them ongoing? Or does that mean that this is it? the two products that Topps launched with Mbappe autos is going to be the only two products that Topps can launch, and from now on, it's only going to be Panini products. I
Yeah,
think for the people that tune in from America, they might not understand, why this is such a big deal. But the fact is that Topps and Panini, the big manufacturers, they both have licenses for soccer or football. So I think this is a kind of a unique deal
battle,
when it comes to football. Yeah, it's a unique battle. So
unique battle. Yeah.
what does the actual yeah, what does the actual exclusive mean? I think that's a very, very interesting question, and I think that that will then inform card prices going on. I think also a important thing to think about here is that the Eminence product, when it's released, what is the release price going to be? When it was released back in 2018 for the previous World Cup, I think the list price was around $7,000. So I don't think it's going to be $7,000 now. Is it going to be $20,000-$30,000 for a box? I think that's an interesting question to think about. And I think that the Eminence on card Mbappe auto, I agree with you, Mikel. It's going to be the chase auto going forward for the high end hardcore collectors.
Yeah, I think that as well, and like you saying, yeah, we don't know actually how many he signed, and we don't know the question that's was this a signed today, done and dusted, or was this done and dusted before Topps Chrome? That is the big question, and that is actually a big shout to you, bro, that you mentioned it. We don't know how many stickers already was signed. So the we can think that now will be just these Topps autographs. That might be not true. Thank you for mentioning this, because they might have another 1,000, so we can see another Topps Chrome product with the stickers autos as well. So now I would like to ask Mustafis what he think about it, because you have interest in the Topps Chrome Mbappe auto as well. What do you think about this, bro? What that shock you, or you was quite pleased with it?
Thank you, Mikel. So as Mikel mentioned previously on our podcast episode 1, we were actually meant to update you on episode 2 what was going on, but we spoke quite extensively on the Topps Chrome PSG set, first on card Mbappe card. That was the highlight. I mean, obviously Messi's a highlight, as is Neymar as well. But the big sort of selling point for that product was Mbappe, first ever on card. And we spoke that 3 of us here done a group buy and bought a box. And we were sort of debating whether we should rip this, whether we should hold it, whether we should hold on to it. I mean, we were very candid in saying that this is purely an investment piece for us. And we didn't update you what we had done in episode 2. So anyone thinking, what have they done? I'll break the news that we've still got it and we have not ripped it, despite some of the group members wanting us to rip it and being quite vocal about this. We've resisted the temptation. So of course, this announcement is huge news. What my brother has said about it, what does this mean in terms of the autos that have already been signed? Have Panini bought out Mbappe? Have they bought out, sorry, not bought out Mbappe, have they bought out the previous contract? So have they paid off whatever Topps have paid Mbappe and said, you have to now destroy these autographs? If that is even possible legally, would Topps agree to that? Why would they agree to that? Whatever money they're given, because as we spoke about, they made £2.7 million in less than a minute that day. And where does it now put the prices of these future products that are coming up that Mikel has mentioned? I also noticed in the YouTube VT that was released alongside this announcement, they showed Mbappe signing shirts, and the flyer, if you like, or the headline is cards and memorabilia. So what's this going to mean? I mean, how accessible will it be for an individual out in the public domain to buy a signed Mbappe shirt? And my brother actually shared recently this AC Memento app, whereby some players have exclusively signed, including Messi, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, signed to this app, and they're going to be selling their shirts on there. So, you know, football, in some ways, it's really good news, because signed football shirts was something that's very difficult to get a hold of. Now may become more accessible. What price will this be? And what will be the value, as I mentioned, or what will be the retail price of these future products? You know, I'm going to be quite honest. From an investor point of view, I'm quite happy about this, because, and I felt this all along, that this is going to be Mbappe's first ever tops on-card product, and it might be his only ever tops on-card product. And you know, there is a uniqueness about this. So I'm really happy about this. And I'm happy to open up the floor to Mahfouz, who's not spoken yet, and get his view.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for that. Yeah, no, just on the last bit that you mentioned in regards to, you know, it could potentially be the final tops on-card auto by Mbappe. I think to those guys who've, you know, just the same as us, who have invested in the product, I think it could be potentially, and I hope it could be good news for us. And obviously it is quite, me personally, I don't know about this still coming, you know, rumors about this still potentially happening. So it is a massive deal. And I mean, in terms of your question about would Topps have to get rid of any sort of future autos that they had potentially lined up with Mbappe? I mean, looking at this deal that Panini have secured with Mbappe, I'm assuming that any more future sales from Topps with regards to any sort of autos coming from Mbappe, I think they're just going to have to discontinue that, because it just looks like it's a pure exclusive agreement from Panini with Mbappe. And, you know, I just hope, you know, for people who have invested in the Topps product, in the first on-card auto that he's made, I just hope, you know, obviously it comes, it's a good thing in terms of the investment that they're looking for. And you know, I'm quite excited to see what Panini come out with in terms of the products that they're going to be launching, and what sort of memorabilia that they will launch with their Mbappe autos. So yeah, I mean, what I wanted to say has been said already, and yeah, I just thought I'd add a bit more to it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up in terms of what Panini drop with the Mbappe exclusivity, and let's see what Topps have to, if they, you know, have anything to say in regards to, you know, what's gone on or what they do in the future.
Mikel, first of all, do you have any more views that you'd like to express on this? Number one, and number two, sorry to interrupt you. We've spoken about the on card, but there was this, you know, this PSG team set, which was a sticker auto, which I feel that, if I remember correctly, you know, you're criticizing, and rightly so. Where does the value of this set now become? So maybe this sticker set that came out after the Chrome set has now become even more valuable, and perhaps, you know, was not so much of a, you know, if you're looking from an investment point of view, was not so much of a bad move. Your thoughts on those, Mikel?
So what is my thoughts on that? There's for me personally, they are still bricks. You can go and buy it from all those third parties. I believe that they selling them around £59. Sport cards trading UK, I believe, and there is many more which one you can Google. So I still think, for me, that is just junk. You know, to be honest. With the Panini America, you know, you will get the prism.
Sorry. Before you carry on, okay, I take what you say, but this may be Mbappe's last ever sticker auto for
That
Topps.
doesn't matter, but that doesn't matter, because there will be better. That is team set, that is paper stock. You have to think about the future. and future is nearly here, and that is going to be sticker as well, but that is going to be the most exciting product which one Panini releasing, and that is Prism. Product Prism going to be the most hypest nowadays, at least because we will get the Mbappe autos in it. We will get two goats who is their last World Cup. So that those things will be so valuable. I believe that's, you know, we can talking about the team set Paris Saint-Germain. For me, that is, you know, that will stay wherever that is staying. You know, people can go invest. Everyone has own choice. My opinion is this. And when I'm going to back to Panini America, I just want to say that I think the Mbappe sign his multi-year deal with Panini America, same as David Beckham. So I think that we will see his shirts around that price point, $1,500, $1,700. Depends what the shirts. We will have autographed photos. We will have autographed football balls. We will have probably, you know, maybe there will be some used stuff as well in the future. Which one will be really hot? Which one will flew for sure? And like I'm saying, for me now is more excited to go to, you know, be that Prism. We know how Americans love Prism Gold, how they love these products. And if we're talking about the World Cup, you know, I would personally, if will be affordable for me to buy it and rip it, I would like to rip this product, because I would like to see if, you know, there is a potential Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, and we don't know, because now we know that's what Prism will do. They might do as well, do some patches inside. You know, you don't know, because like we're saying, there might be big print run, there might be not big print run, but that is my opinion. I think, what is your opinion on the team set?
I mean, I think that there's something we've not considered. The team sets like Mbappe in his PSG kit, Prism is going to be Mbappe in his France kit. Now, where is Mbappe more famous? I mean, the answer is clear when it's you know, Messi. He's more famous in his Barcelona kit because that's where he achieved the most. Ronaldo, same. He's more famous in his Real Madrid kit because that's where he achieved the most. And the cards reflect that price. Now, when we look at Mbappe, you know, he has won the World Cup with France once. There's a you know, chance for that happening again. But then there is a big association with PSG when you think about Mbappe. So I think that's an interesting point to think about. That, you know, will it be that his France kit becomes the one that we go to, particularly if he has success on the more success on the international field. I just coming back to your point about Prism. I think, you know, Prism obviously has a massive place in the hobby, and it's you know, amazing product. I think looking at the way that Panini have done their releases for other sports, we're probably looking at a retail price in excess of $2,500 per box. And when we're thinking of, sorry,
Do you really think that will be $2,500?
I think so. And when we're thinking about a product to rip at that price point, I think for me personally, it does become very, very difficult. The reason why I say that is when we look at Prism basketball, Prism football or NFL, the release price point has every year been going up and up, to the extent that I think Prism basketball this year was just under $2,000.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that is basketball, bro.
that's basketball.
I
Yeah,
think
but then
this
yeah,
product will touch $1,000. The
yeah.
first line will probably cost around 1,800. That is my opinion.
Yeah. No, I just think that the way that Panini, and you know, when you look at emerging sport like UFC, when they priced their 2021 Prism boxes, I think it was almost around $1,000 then. So I think when you're looking at the fact that, because at the end of the day, Panini and Topps, they're all the same, really. You know, and it's not a shot at them, those companies. To be honest, it's any company that, you know, when they know that a box on the secondary market is going to sell for, you know, a large amount, or they know that a card in that box can go for a large amount, they want to get a piece of that pie. And they know that, you know, exactly as you say, people are going to be hunting for the goals of, you know, the on card or the sticker auto Mbappe gold in his France kit. That's going to have a big premium, you know, maybe a $50,000-$60,000 card. So, you know, and people are going to want to try and rip that by cases. So they know that they can kind of dictate the price. And I personally think it's going to be somewhere between, you know, $1,500 to $2,500.
But bro, now if you really think that is going to be that expensive, I really think that will be sitting on the hot shelf, because that will not sell out. That will not sell out immediately. No chance.
I mean, it would definitely will be very, very interesting to see what price they choose. And I think we're having weekly you know, updates, and that's fantastic. So we'll get a chance to in real time, you know, see what the price was, see when it's sold out. But I think they're factoring in the World Cup hype, which I believe is developing, which I think you know, I think we're going to move on to another topic very, very soon, the Sticker World Cup. But just before I do that, if you don't mind, Mikel, just speaking about the form of actually Mbappe himself and Messi and, you know, the big guys going into the World Cup, and I'll ask Mahfouz first in order to get his fresh perspective rather than at the end. I mean, how do you feel the big guys are doing going into the World Cup, only, you know, four or so months away?
Obviously, if we start off with the Premier League, because, you know, obviously we're from the UK, you know, the big guy would be what Cristiano Ronaldo. In terms of following, at the moment, for him, it's not going too well. I don't, you know, he hasn't started any of the. I'm trying to think. Has he started any of the games, Mikel, this season yet, or has he just come off the bench?
Who, bro?
Ronaldo, Cristiano.
Cristiano didn't
He's
start.
just come off the bench, isn't it?
Just coming off the bench, but that doesn't matter for Portugal. He will play.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. So obviously looking at it from the outside, and he doesn't look like he's in top form at this moment in time. Who knows? Obviously, if he does end up staying, there's only one more week left of the transfer window. If he does end up staying at United, will he get more opportunities? You know, only Ten Hag would know that. And obviously, if he does move on, where would he go? And would he get the starts there? In terms of obviously the French league, where Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe are, it looks like Neymar's probably in his form of his life at the moment. I mean, he's scored a number of goals and he's multiple assists so far in the few games that they've played. So he's looking quite good at the moment, and he's looking, you know, ready, all getting charged up for the World Cup. Messi, you know, Messi's, I think, there or thereabouts. He's providing his assists, scoring, so he's looking, you know, he's looking decent enough. Mbappe, he scored I didn't look at this weekend if he has scored or not, but I mean, I've seen he has scored a few goals. He, you know, it doesn't look like he's at the best form at the moment. Obviously, there's been a few tantrums where people have picked up on looking at social media clips, but you know, I'm sure he'll easily get 20-25 goals this year anyway in the French league. And I think this year I don't know, I think everyone's just going to be a bit more cautious, just because they know the World Cup is halfway through the season, because, you know, everyone wants to be at the World Cup. So I think, you know, people will be playing as good as they can, but I think they'll try and avoid these, you know, 50-50s, you know, just to try and avoid getting these long-term injuries, especially leading up to the World Cup, just because it's halfway in the season, which is something completely different. And it's going to be something, you know, I don't think, you know, it's not a norm that, you know, the World Cup's going to be in November, December this year, but it is going to, I think it will have a big effect on the league around everywhere in Europe, pretty much.
So Mahfouz, match was played yesterday between PSG and Monaco, and it was 1-1. Neymar scored a penalty kick, and the rumors are that Mbappe runs PSG from a boardroom level down to the football playing level, and he's nominated by all intents and purposes Neymar to take penalty kicks. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, and there was a little clip as well I saw, I think last week, where I think he wanted to take a penalty. I think he missed a penalty, and then they had another penalty, and then Neymar had the ball, and there was a kind of like a disagreement where he wanted it, and it didn't work on. I mean, it's not been going good for Mbappe in terms of being in the news. Obviously, yesterday or the day before, I don't know if you guys heard, there was this whole thing about Pogba and his brother Matthias Pogba, and then there's some sort of voodoo involving Mbappe. Just hope that things go better for him in terms of what's going on in the media. And hopefully these kind of news and rumors, we don't know if it's true or not, doesn't really have a big effect on him. Hopefully, at the moment, it looks like it may possibly do, but that's something. If you want to be a top guy, top player, you want to be at the top, you'll always be in the media where Ronaldo and Messi have always been. Ronaldo more so, but you're always going to have to focus, and so it's just something that he's going to have to get used to and hopefully get past.
If you want to be big player, you can play in French league.
I'm sure he will move. He's not going to end his career there. I think, personally, I think the money was too good to refuse. He signed the 3-year contract. I think he's going to do the 3 years, and then I don't think he'll renew again. I think he'll move on to somewhere, either, possibly more than likely Real Madrid, or in the Premier League. Let's see.
And same question to you, Michaela. How do you think the big guys are performing leading into the World Cup? Are you worried about performances at this time? As Mafuza said, the World Cup here is in December when it's normally not in the middle of the season. So, if somebody playing or playing well or not playing well or not playing at all, do you think that's going to have an impact on how they perform come the World Cup?
No, I don't think so. The World Cup is always different. World Cup is always different just because, we know how Portugal playing. We know how United playing. United playing the rubbish. Yeah, they playing rubbish. Now Ten Hag trying to sort things out. So he leaving Ronaldo because he wants to have someone who will run for United. Yeah, because there is such a low number who is actually running. I'm not talking about now Liverpool game. Okay, that was running because Liverpool missing lots of players, so they wants to show up. But as we saw, another game was completely different situation. So I think that's when Ronaldo will go to Portugal, it will be absolutely different because he has such a good players there. He has Bernardo Silva who can support it. He has the young guy from Atletico Madrid. And yeah, I think will be absolutely different that
Joao
in that
Felix.
stage. Yeah, Joao Felix. It will be absolutely different in that stage. And Messi as well. Messi will be again that producer, in the middle. So I think it's different. I think he will be performing good in Argentina. I think, in all honesty, that Messi is more comfortable in Argentina kid as in Paris Saint-Germain kid because Uber Eats League is not that great. What will World
Do you
Cup
think Joao Felix starts
show
for
you?
Portugal? Because I don't think he was starting in the Euros, if I'm not mistaken.
That will be big question mark. It just depends. But United want to pay 150 mil for him. That was crazy. But I think there might be a choice that he will be playing. Maybe depends on the form. But when we coming to Mbappe, I don't know. I just feel that Mbappe will be now overshadowed by Benzema. Benz has currently ridiculous form. I think the main guy in French kit is going to be Benzema. We have to agree on that. And Mustafis, what do you think about the guys? How they going to perform on the World Cup? What do you think? What will be the effect?
I think there's a big elephant in the room. None of you guys are talking about Harry Kane. Harry Kane has scored in August. England are going to win the World Cup. We're talking about Argentina, France.
Should do.
What about England?
That would never happen with Gareth Southgate.
Not Gareth
I'll
Southgate.
happily
Yeah,
say
I
Come
agree.
that.
I
on,
agree.
come on,
Not
Gareth
with Gareth Southgate.
Southgate.
I
Gareth,
love
yeah.
England as a team. I love England as a team, but with the talent he has,
But
Look,
talent
I
is
Panini
don't know
there.
there's
wasn't.
any better. I think Graham Potter will do a lot better with this England squad than Gareth
Bro,
Southgate, and that's the
Never
honest
say
truth.
never.
the talent
Ne-
England has, they should win Euro. They should win World Cup after that immediately, because the talent
I
you
am
got,
rip.
guys, is ridiculous. You have to win it.
I
That
am.
is good.
I'm
good
ripping Panini Prism for on-card Harry Kane autos. That's what I'm going for.
Wow.
And
All the best with that.
and anyone not going for the Harry Kane gold, Jack Grealish gold, my God, auto Jack
No.
Grealish gold, 2022 World Cup. You know, Raheem Sterling scored in the weekend as well.
2 goals, yeah.
You guys talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, 37 or 39-year-old Messi, you know, edging into his 40s. It's about England for me, boys. England for me.
Yeah, no, I think that you know, we can't discount the fact that you know, England were 3 penalty kicks away from winning the Euro. So, you know, that's saying something. I know you
That
guys
is, but you know,
big
obviously,
fans
you
of
like,
Gareth.
you know, what I didn't like in that final was we scored 2 minutes into the game or whatever it was, and then he decided to park the bus, which I found was beyond ridiculous. You're against Italy, you know, they haven't got exactly the fastest wingers that are going to come and attack you. He just doesn't have a plan B. You know, and I think he's had easy draws along the way. It was the same with the World Cup. You know, his big thing was, you know, they won a penalty against, I think it was Colombia, and as soon as they played a tough team, you know, they lost in the Euros. All right, they beat Germany, which is always a massive thing, but you know, they got to the final and then scored a goal. Okay, try and get the second, try and get the third. No, what did he do? Parked up, you know, and
it wasn't
pretty much fluffed
definitely
it.
it wasn't definitely winned by Southgate tactics, because he has none. He has none.
Yeah, I agree.
I think as a manager, though, he's good at managing everybody's egos.
But you know, you could say the same thing about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, as a man, he was a very good person. He was a friend to everyone. But you know, what does that cause? That causes problems later on, because the guys think they're bigger. They start doing certain things which, you know, it's not really right. You know, for example, certain players becoming injured, and then they go into another country for rehabilitation. You know, they could do it over here. You know, there's certain, I think, elements. I think as an England manager, obviously he's not there every day. So I don't know, him being a good man and, you know, having a great camp. Obviously, okay, it's got us into a final and semi-final. But I think with that squad, he should do a lot more better with a much better quality of football.
Yeah. I mean, Mikel, I hope you don't mind me sort of taking over, just moving the conversation along for today about the World Cup and stuff.
Of course not,
No,
bro.
that's fine. So
Go on,
I think what everybody's saying is that the hype for the World Cup, you know, it's, I mean, for me definitely, and for you guys, I think it's building. You know, we've got, you know, France, Brazil, Portugal, Argentina, England. I think for me, it's, you know, really exciting that we're having these discussions. I think it leads on nicely to something which was released this week, which was the Panini World Cup 2020 stickers released both in the UK and in the US. You know, what do you guys think about the product, and you know, what does this mean to you? If I start with my brother first. I think you're on mute.
Sorry, I was doing something. Yeah. So obviously, this stickers is where it all began. When myself and my younger brother, who just asked me the question, it was the '94 World Cup. That's when we really got into it. And the following season was the '95 season. That's when we, if I'm not mistaken, that's when we started picking up the Premier League Merlin stickers. And you know, to talk about my feelings, I think it is exemplified by the fact that I've already bought the album. I bought the album. I saw it in one of the supermarkets as I was out with the family, and I've picked it up, and I'm looking forward to getting the stickers. Just before we started, actually, I found out something from Mika. I'll let him talk more about that. And it's in some ways getting me thinking already about other ways to collect. When Mikhail talks about it, then I guess
So two
this will be
questions.
expanded upon.
Two questions for you. We were kids back then. I remember the time very well. And we used to always struggle to get the pocket money to get the packs to complete the album. And I don't think we ever actually completed the album. Now that, it is a significant amount of money, but I think we can afford to buy almost as many stickers as we want and complete the album. Will you be righting that childhood wrong and completing the album, number one? And number two, will you be sticking the stickers in, or will you be holding them for 20 years' time for one of these rookies to become big and make you a millionaire?
Okay, so the first question. I was thinking about this. It's good, although my brother's right. We both hold full-time jobs now, so we can buy more stickers than our pocket money would have previously allowed. It's still very expensive. I think there's calculations out there that tell you how much it would cost to complete each album. And
so
really,
I think we're looking at 3 boxes to give you enough stickers, and that's probably not going to be enough. Michaela, how much does a box retail for on the Panini website? Is it £50?
So guys, nowadays is very easy to complete album because now you can buy the box where is every sticker, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, they contain doubles.
I guess now you can buy all the stickers. I think I'm not too sure, but I really think. But the biggest one, the biggest box costs £100.
£100, okay. And how many packs in there? 100 packs.
There is box of 50 packets for
50 packets and 5 per thing. So I don't think that gives you quite enough. You need, I think, 650 stickers to complete the album. So you probably need, 2 of those boxes. Somebody said it was 3 of the other smaller boxes.
Sorry. 120 sticker packets.
Oh, 100. So a big box.
More than 600.
More than 600.
So you will probably definitely
need another box on top, a smaller box on top. Yeah. So you're talking about £150 or so to complete the album.
They sold out.
It's sold out as well. Okay. So yeah.
So is there any point in getting it for myself if I wanted to buy it?
You can get smaller one, 50 sticker packet.
I don't want to do that. Like when I used to collect when I was younger, I used to just go into the newsagent, use my lunch money, and I think it was 35p for a pack. And I've done something different. I've completed one pack, one booklet at least. So I'm quite surprised that you guys have never completed it, because I remember seeing you guys always buying them as well. But I'm quite happy that I completed. I think it was the 2002-2003 season. So
for me, the most hyped was Korea and Japan. 2002, 12 years old, man. That when Ronaldinho has summoned Ronaldinho, that was the most popular thing. Everyone wanted Ronaldinho. Every single guy in my football class wanted Ronaldinho. Or Ronaldo with his hair. We actually 10 of us had the same haircut as Ronaldo when we was kids. So basically that time, stickers, like you're saying, guys, I couldn't complete the album, but I had Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, I believe, stick it in the album. I can't remember exactly, but now we're going back to you, Mustafi. Sorry that I jump in, but this was the story which one I wanted to share. So what would you complete the album then?
Yeah, so the problem I have now, despite having a full-time job, having some money, I wouldn't say having disposable income to spend on stickers, because we all know what's going on in the world at this moment with the rising prices of everything, is that I don't have anyone to swap with. I mean, Ed Sheeran famously was tweeting out the swaps that he needed, and fine, he might be able to get the swaps, but who am I going to swap with? I can't go into work, X years old. I'm not willing to disclose how old I am on this podcast yet, but it's definitely older than 20. And going into work in a professional environment, perhaps I'm wearing, smart clothes, and then saying, oh, by the way, do you have a Ronaldo to swap for a France shiny? I don't know how that would go down. So that's one thing I'm kind of sort of contemplating. The second question is, am I going to stick the players in? Well, I think in order to, once I've decided how I'm going to get around this problem about the doubles issue, in order to sort of feel the nostalgia and to sort of recreate my rapidly disappearing youth, I will stick them in. But players that I feel that are rookies, I'm not going to stick them in. I'll be honest, this might be Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cup, especially if I look at it and I feel, oh, this has got potential for to gem. I'm not going to, I'll be straightforward. I'm not going to stick it in.
But then but then you're gonna do the same thing as you've got with the childhood 1995, 1996 Merlin sticker album being, incomplete with stickers missing. So you're gonna have the same thing all over again.
Yeah, but then who am I going to swap with? I still haven't addressed that question.
So I think I'm actually, if it's accessible, I'm thinking of buying the album and then buying maybe 3 boxes, £120 or so. So enough stickers to try and complete the album. I'll have to swap as well. So maybe I can swap with you. I'm actually thinking about it. The fun thing about it, I know it's a lot of money, but it's not like obstructive. I don't think anybody anybody can do it to a certain extent. It's not £5,000, it's not £1,000, it's £150. Okay, it's a lot of money, but I think it's possible. That's what my personal feeling is.
When I done it back in the early 2000s, I think when you had like 20 stickers to go where you needed to fill in, I believe there was a form that at the back of the album that they had where you could list the number that you have missing, the sticker number, and send that out with a check via post, and then they'll post it to you. I mean, they could put. Do they have that right now?
Yeah, I think on the website there was. I mean, there was for the older sticker albums where you could request Panini to send you certain stickers, but then Panini figured out that obviously people were just, requesting Mbappe foot from 2017.
Oh, okay.
And then selling it for £2,000. And then the hype stickers they wouldn't send out, but the random number 784 from a team that nobody really follows, they would happily send you out if you paid them the money for that.
Okay.
So I think that is available online and probably will be available probably after,
So,
not right now.
So our younger listeners will be shocked at the fact that these dinosaurs were filling out forms, posting them, and sending out checks to get the extra stickers.
No, not my checks. Not my checks. I want to take that as my dad's.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I alluded to this earlier, but just before we started recording, Mikel mentioned something about the sticker and possible variations that may exist. So, Mikel, do you want to talk a bit about that?
Oh yeah, so basically there is 2 different, that was Panini America exclusive. I'm just currently looking out, they are currently out of stock. Yeah, so I was wondering, should I grab them, should I not, but there was quite a huge charge. If we bought more of them, we could split shipping and buy them, because they interesting me more than those UK version, because it's online exclusive. I just currently see that they are on someone selling them on Amazon. So maybe I will probably grab
But Mikel, they're the same sticker. They're all the same, aren't they? It just says.
No. There is parallels inside. They are numbered parallels. So you can look for blue, red, purple, or green, or black parallels.
And these parallels are not available to us UK customers when we go to our newsagents and supermarkets.
No, that is
only
US
in America.
version. Only US version.
And they're sold out
Panini, only Panini America exclusive. Only
and they're now completely sold out.
Yeah, they are sold out. Yeah, they are sold out.
Interesting.
So this is what I was trying to say. That as soon as you mentioned this, we have a cousin in America. Myself, Mahfouz, we're all related anyway. But Mikel is, joined our family, but as in our own sort of cousin, who's now Mikel's cousin, lives in America. So I was thinking in my head, if I'd ask him, like I've asked him to buy so many things for me recently, and if I'm going to ask him for the 100th thing to buy some of these stickers. What about
Yeah,
you guys? Will you guys be hunting the?
that would
I
be
know
good.
you.
That would be good. I will probably buy the box. So I would be really happy. I'm just I will probably just search them online. I will see what the eBay saying. No, because on eBay you can get it even with like $15 shipping, so it's like
Yeah.
decent. So I think
So
that's I prefer this version more. If we talking about Ronaldo, Messi, most likely last World Cup. So I probably would grab a box of these. Because I know that's I can buy them on eBay cheaper than from Panini America with the shipping roughly around together $130. So yeah. So
will you
yeah.
be ripping it and getting the stickers and putting them in the album, or will you be ripping it and looking for the gold parallel, or will you be just keeping it sealed? What would your play be on that, Mikel?
So I would definitely ask my wife that if we can buy two boxes. One rip, one hodl to the moon.
Yeah, yeah. I think the fact that this is the first time that Panini are trying this, and the fact that it's sold
Yeah.
out on the Panini America website, is quite interesting. Because one thing I do, and I know we've said it on the first podcast, but this isn't sort of always, what we say isn't investing advice. But the thing about World Cup stickers that I know is that the print run generally is almost unlimited. Like, I can't say unlimited totally, because obviously there's a limit to it, but the print runs are massive. They're very, very high. So in general, buying a sticker and thinking that it is very, very rare, it's not generally rare, because World Cup release Panini is around the world. So, there's a UK one, there's a US one, there's in in loads of other countries, and the supply is quite high. So the fact that in the US version they've got these limited parallels is quite interesting going forward. Um, and yeah, there may be something in holding a box sealed, if it, as I say, if it has sold out on the Panini America website, which it has. Mafuz, what about you? Are you going to be completing an album, or is your childhood fulfilled for Merlin 2003?
Well, I wish the year that I had bought it, it was Cristiano Ronaldo's first year, but unfortunately it wasn't. I think it was the year before he came, but I have to believe it was a Rooney rookie in that one. But
But you stuck it in though, so it's kind of
yeah,
worthless.
it's stuck in, so it doesn't matter, does it? But I still got it. It's
Yeah.
there. I'll still look at it here and there. Well, I'm tempted to actually purchase it and just stick them on. I haven't decided, to be fair. It's something that I'll have to think about. I need to look at it as well. So
I personally think it's really, really interesting, because at this price point, it's less than £200, it's collecting for the sake of collecting, and collecting for the sake of that nostalgia. As I said, of as a bit of a joke, we couldn't complete it when we were kids, and we can complete it now. It's not a huge amount of money. I mean, it is a significant amount of money, but it's not
yeah,
an obstructive amount of money, I don't think.
yeah.
I
No,
think,
of course, and
yeah,
we
I
don't
think
have
it's
to
quite
ask our
interesting.
parents, or
We
can
don't
you
have to
lend
ask
us
our parents for
something?
pocket money. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
People are
it's
going to
quite.
be listening to this. People are going to be listening to this thinking these guys are talking about £10,000 box in episode 1, and now they're crying over £120 for stickers.
No, but you're the one that was laboring the point the most about not being able to buy the stickers to complete it. So I'm just reflecting that. No, but I think the interesting point here is collecting really for the sake of collecting. Because if you do buy the box, you do rip it, you do stick it in, we know with our background in what we understand about the hobby, is that it's very, very unlikely to have a significant amount of value going forward. So we would just be collecting for the sake of that, thinking about the World Cup. This is what we used to do when we were kids. This is really fun. So I think that's really, really interesting. I think for me, and it might sound silly, one of the barriers is that the actual time that it will take to get the boxes, open them carefully, stick them down. And for me, one thing, time is very, very limited. So I don't know. That's the. It might sound silly, but that's the barrier in my mind. Actually, finding the actual number of hours it would take to do that, um, can be difficult. But
Yeah,
definitely the nostalgia, definitely I think if we're thinking about the Creps and Cards channel in terms of the content around opening sticker packs, there is something that can be done around that.
yeah. No, I mean, you mentioning that now, I just reminded me of when I used to stick the stickers on and I could never perfectly align them, and it was such a headache and it used to really annoy me. I think on that note, I don't think I will prepare. I will buy it and stick them on and just leave it for the memories, because I remember that used to stress me out quite a lot when there was like a line sticking out. So
I think
yeah, I don't have OCD, but it just really used to annoy me.
I think I used to leave it to my older brother to do because I used to always get it messed up. Is that right? Do you remember that?
I don't know if I did much of a better job than you anyway.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
had a bit more training since, so maybe I'm better now. I don't know. I'll have to see.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's I think that concludes that section nicely. And lastly, I think we'll probably not spend too long on this. I think being a show which speaks about um cards, hobby news, and things, if you like, there was obviously slightly outside what we normally speak about, but the fact that Mickey Mantle's Topps 1952 rookie card sold on heritage auctions for $12.6 million, I believe, which is a world record for a card and a world record for any sports memorabilia item. Um, what are your thoughts on that, guys? I'll start with Mikhail.
So my thoughts on this is a huge. We knows who Mickey Mantle is. We got as well something uh, kinda big of Mickey Mantle as well. So I'm happy about that. But going back to that card, yeah, it's huge. But shame that's our grandfathers, our parents, they never had those top cards back in the country in Slovakia. So they couldn't handle them, they couldn't head them. So yeah, but whoever sold that, you know, enjoy the money, provide for your family, get a nice house, do some investments, and congratulations. And yeah, is huge. Is huge. We know that there is PSA 10, I believe as well. So how much that is going to be? Like we talking about SGC 9.5 and PSA 10. I would really like to see both of them under the eye. That's what I really think about them, because this is like my hobby, to look on the cards under the eye and discussing what grade blah 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 could be. So yeah, big big card, big card, definitely 12 million, but not anywhere near that I will ever achieve. Never say never, but you know
I mean, just two thoughts. One, Mikhail, do you think that this affects the hobby in other segments? So whether that be vintage cards or soccer cards or anything Mickey Mantle related, or do you think that this is such a high end sale and the people that are dealing in this market of a multi-million pound or multi-million dollar card, are just on another planet to us speaking about £120 to complete a FIFA album? Is that world so removed that it won't have any bearing on us, or is it something that can potentially affect vintage and soccer and football cards?
so what I think about this is that baseball is big American thing. you know when you seeing old American movies about Mantle, they even in the movie speaking about Mantle, they had Mickey Mantle. That's why they was so good. Yankees never losing because of Mickey Mantle. So when we look into that thing, I think is a big thing for baseball, big thing for America, and big thing for those multimillionaires who just playing their game and they saying to themselves, okay, I bought that for 12 mil. In 2 years I would fancy to flip it for 18 mil. The all matter I think will be what the PSA 10 will do. There might be a crossover, maybe if someone will have guts. So yeah, I think it will not affect much other things, I believe. It will just be that Mickey Mantle thing, like we speak.
Yeah. I'm sorry for the pings. It's PWCC and Tops emailing me, so it is hobby related emails. Um, the other thing I wanted to mention, the second thing I wanted to mention was I think the story was there's a gentleman who bought the card in 1991. The years may be wrong, but around the 90s for $50,000. It remained in his collection raw, ungraded until this year when he sent it to Heritage, who sent it to SGC, and it sold for 12.6 million. And him and his son are the consigners, and they'll enjoy that money. You know, obviously, it will be his retirement, and it's probably his son's and his son's children's, you know, lifetime earnings, retirement plan, college fund, and everything else. So, as you say, it's definitely congratulations to them for that. But I think for me, the interesting thing is $50,000 at that point in the early 90s would have been an incredible amount of money. So the foresight that this man had to spend that amount of money, to wait, leave it ungraded, and to sell it now, he's essentially played it perfectly.
I think yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I think anyone in the 90s spending $50,000 on a card would have been seen as a crackpot.
Yeah.
So there he must have, at the back of his mind, he must have had an idea for the investment. But I think he probably had a lot of the hobbyist at heart when he made that purchase. This is my feeling. It's all opinion, no evidence to what I'm saying. And he had the money to back it up. And if at the time you're watching the hobby grow, you're watching this sector of collectibles grow, and you have some understanding of business. Not that I haven't, and we said many times, this is not investment advice. I'm not pitching myself as some sort of investment or business guru, but things that are so-called blue chip stocks are always likely to be steady. And in terms of baseball, there's no one going to be, well, there's going to be very few, if any, bigger than Mickey Mantle. I know nothing about baseball. I don't even know the rules, but I know who Mickey Mantle is. These kind of players, they transcend their sports. Michael Jordan, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kobe Bryant, they almost transcend their sports. So putting your money in a so-called blue chip item is likely to work out well. Although, we've always said, if you're investing in collectibles, you should expect the money to go to zero. And for him, it's worked out. He saw this as something he valued as a hobbyist. He saw this as something he valued as an investor, and it's paid dividends. And I think
he was multi-millionaire when he
I think there's something to say about the fact that somebody spending $50,000 on a car
bought
in the
it
90s,
for fun.
Yeah, he was already probably somebody who was incredibly wealthy beyond what we can comprehend. Again, this is just guesswork, as my brother said, but the likelihood is that he would have been somebody who was incredibly wealthy at that point to have been able to spend that money. So actually, it might even be that 12 million might not make. If somebody's net worth is in the hundreds of millions, and 12 million, it'll be a welcome amount of money, but it might not change what he has for breakfast and dinner.
But probably Mike Trout is already better than Mickey Mantle.
Yeah,
in the baseball.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Trout's cards do go for a lot, and I must admit that I don't know very much at all about baseball and the hierarchy of who is the GOAT and who's on track to be the GOAT.
I agree with you there. I mean, I don't follow baseball. I've never ever watched a baseball game in my life. But I've always grown up with New York Yankees, being the big team, and is it the Boston Red Sox? That they have some sort of what do you call it?
Rivalry.
you know, a rivalry. Yeah, it just came into my head. But I'll be honest. I'll be very, very honest. I had never ever heard of Mickey Mantle until I like started concentrating on the hobby, which is like, I don't know. My cousins know me, which sometimes I like when I look at different sports. I like kind of recognize different players. I've heard of them in some sort, and the only baseball player that I've probably the only few that I've ever heard of before the interest in the hobby or any sort of interest in baseball, which I don't have, was probably like Babe Ruth, and then there's Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez. And outside of that, I've never ever heard of anyone else. So when I obviously started having interest in that, I did kind of notice the trend of the Mickey Mantle being a big card in the hobby, and it is something that I want to personally. I'm going to try and look into him a bit more, read about him and stuff. I just don't know nothing about him, and that's the honest truth. But it is something that I will look at in the future in terms of not investing, because that's completely out of my budget. But I just want to know about the guy himself, because I do have a keen interest on different players in different sports that kind of transcend outside of the sports. You know, like your Muhammad Ali's, you know, your Kobe Bryant's, your Jordans, you know, the Wayne Gretzky's of the world. So yeah, it is something that I will look at, because I've personally never heard of Mickey Mantle before the past couple of years.
Yeah, and just in terms of the sale itself, you know, have you seen any news reports? What do you think about that? Like, you know, to the people looking in from the outside.
I mean, you know, they'll see it as, you know, 12 million being a huge sum, and you know, they obviously say it's just a piece of card. But you know, it's one of those things. I think it must have taken a tremendous amount of patience for that person who probably, you know, obviously you're thinking about £50,000 not being much for him, but £50,000 when did he buy the card?
Early 90s, I think 1991.
Early 90s. 1991, 50,000 back then would, I don't know, I'm not a finance kind of guy, but what would that equate to in today's day? That would be quite a lot still, isn't it? It would be in the six figures, I'm guessing. Equivalent. So, you know, he it takes a lot of patience to obviously invest in it that time and to hold it for nearly 30 years or, you know, 20 plus years, and to sell it on. And he decided to sell it on. You know, I think you can't say when is the best time to, because you could probably see it go up still even more. But I just thought maybe, you know, I think it's a great thing that he, you know, got rid of it. Whoever's bought it, you know, congratulations to them. You know, that's a very big investment to make. And you know, who knows what they're looking to do with it in the future. And congrats to the person who sold it. I mean, I don't think it'll be a life-changing amount, but it'll probably be a nice, you know, possibly a pension pot that he's got probably to live out his final, you know, however many years, to just, you know, enjoy life maybe. That's just me making the judgment. I don't even know who he is anyway. But congrats to both sides.
Yeah. And to Heritage.
Sorry, what was that?
And to Heritage Auctions. Yeah, congrats to Heritage.
Oh, yeah. If you're talking about 20%, they've made a few $1 million there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's lucky. That's nice of them as well. Nice for them.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that, you know, perhaps, a lot of speculation from our point of view here, but I guess that's why we have this podcast. But perhaps the comic book market was something that was looked at. You know, we know the kind of values that Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, has sold for. Action Comics 1, you know, recently the words "the," so someone actually managed to cut out the words "the." I think it was. I can't, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was "the" from, you know, from the title of the Superman comic, and they've put that in a CGC holder, and they sold it for an obscene amount of money. Like I think it was $16,000 or $20,000. So, you know, 3 letters has been sold. So perhaps, you know, that was in the person's mind when they purchased that. The other thing to mention is that these items now, sports cards, I think, and I would count us in this generation, is this generation's art. So people in the past may have looked at, you know, famous pieces of art like Vincent van Gogh or Leonardo da Vinci, and that might have been seen as a sensible place to invest your money. But especially these older cards, there's something about them, again, maybe I'm sort of blinkered by my view as a hobbyist, but there's something about these cards that the artwork, there's some sort of appeal to it that makes these in the same realms of these famous pieces of artwork that I've mentioned. And if we talk about our own interests, which is of course football, or as our friends in America say soccer, then the Pele has some sort of draw to it. The way it's photographed, the colors, the fact that there's drummers in the background that you have to look closely for. This is sort of our generation's art, in my opinion. And people might think I'm crazy and say, why would you invest in cardboard? But I would see it as investing in art. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention, so Mikkel sort of touched on this, before this sale, the team here at Creps&Cards, we did, make a mantle related purchase. So that's what I'm going to say at this moment in time. We will stay tuned to our podcasts, and it's still kind of sort of a gray area for us, but hopefully it all comes to completion. And once it's all out once it's all completed, we will sort of disclose our sort of foray into the world of Mickey Mantle.
I saw a tweet, and I do know you need to take tweets with a pinch of salt, that after $4 million, there were 30 unique bidders. So for the 52 tops Mickey Mantle SGC 95. So that is, I mean, for me, it's incredible. So there's 30, multi-millionaires who are willing to pay more than $4 million for this card, which, I find that stat probably one of the most interesting stats to come out of the whole world record-breaking sale. Yeah, I mean, it just blows my mind that there's that many people with that much money willing to put it in, put that money in. Obviously, it has to be said for the right item, because something like this is the very best of the very best. They're not going to be doing it for any card. But the fact is that for the very, very best, there are people out there with big bank balances that are looking to, probably it's a very small part of their wealth, put a very small part of their wealth into something like this. I find that interesting.
I think that is a small amount of people. I think it should be more, because in US only you have more than 8 million millionaires.
Yeah,
who
that's
could
true.
who could
Yeah.
buy it, so it's just that whoever has guts, whoever is absolutely notoristically fan of it will buy it, that I think. But yeah, like we hope that you enjoyed our podcast. What you will say, Wes, to the listeners? I hope whoever came to hear to the end of the podcast, we really appreciate you. You know, we know it's quite long, but we just want to tell our thoughts about everything. And whoever listening this, whoever came here, please just like and subscribe, and throw a comment that you literally came to this point. We will be really appreciate that. What would you say, Wes, about it?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the people that are listening and the people that are stay till the very end, big shout out to you. Thank you very much. It's nice to know that there are people who are interested in what we're saying, and it's definitely that which keeps us going and keeps us motivated to continue.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
just
guys.
thank you everybody, and we look forward to the next podcast.
Peace.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.